Right, good afternoon once again. Welcome back to the second game of the day where Rwanda is taking on Uganda here. And as we see the first two openers for Rwanda, the Oscar Manishimo and the Big Eric Tusingizimana taking on the first over there, bowling David Wawire. He didn't play the morning game. Now he comes in the afternoon. Tolad. Again, Oscar Manishimo does not even have a clue there on how to play that particular shot. Uganda have been playing, but already they've won this East Africa trophy. Now the couple of games that they're playing, I think it's an opportunity for them to try out some players, see some combinations going forward. This is what you'd want to see, teams dominating. Good start again from him. 3 dots in a row just to start up the first over here for David Owire. Rwanda winning the toss and electing to have a bet first. What kind of a total are they looking forward to put here? We are here to find out here. So far, it's only 3 deliveries that have been bowled, no runs scored. This should be the first runs for Rwanda. Oscar Manishimo opens his account after 4 deliveries. There is Eric, 8 matches, highest runs of 50, 106 runs of his 8 games. That's the only game that he managed to perform. better. Now we need yet to see him coming back. He is a good player with the bit again up the order there, but he needs to make sure that he plays, and he plays very well. Especially the shot selection is something that has been letting him down. Again goes down, swing in the midst of the last delivery there. And end of over number 1. They've got just a single run on the board. There we have been talking about Siraj Nsubuga. Every time they are playing Rwanda, all the games that he has managed to play here has been more against Rwanda than any other team. So he likes to play against Rwanda. That is where he performs very well. Game starting slowly again, then the only team that manages to catch up and put some runs on the board was Uganda. Tanzania started slowly, but they never gave them safe time. Again, up and over, third man there. You see Uganda, Bilal Hassan sticking to that short of a length delivery that has been bowling, but this time, if you look at it, it was a bit wide and allowed Eric to just go over the slip cordon there. But if it's well directed on the body line there, none of these two batters are comfortable playing in that particular region there. They've been exposed, they have been vulnerable, especially when it comes to short bowling. Something that going forward they need to make sure that they work on that. This lovely piece of bowling there. Again, trying to go for that short of a length. Not allowing them room to play that shot. Tries to go for the drive, but had too much on it there. Then end up mistiming that shot, trying to overhit that ball through the covers. There was width offered, length offered there for him by Bilal Hassan, but he felt like he had missed on that one. He could have played it a bit more better. bit low. But now, even in the morning, we've been talking about batters waiting for that ball and playing. Oscar was anticipating that ball to be coming up to him, but it didn't stay low. If you look at the commitment that he had put himself into there, it shows that he's not like always watching the ball straight from the bowler's arm all the way to him. He's just thinking that if it pitches on that length, this is the particular shot that I need to play instead of watching the ball. The ball is the one that tells you what sort of a length to play. Again, going hard at it, finding Murungi at cover there. That's end of over number 2. 3 for 0. Rwanda winning the toss and electing to have a bet first. Welcome back, Zaid.
Thank you, Leonard. We've got a hot afternoon here and a hot game for Team Rwanda here, taking on the Ugandans. And from that opening pair, you can see the restricted form of approach here that will reach the boundary. Timed excellently there by Oscar Manishimwe. Beg your pardon, that was Eric Dusingizimana playing it outside off stump with a flat bat once again. Something that has put him in danger quite a few times here at Gahanga. Again, Manishimwe very quick between the wickets. He had taken a head start, and because of that fumble, they managed to steal yet another single here, converting it into a double. They will be missing the opening regular batsman, Didier, wishing him a quick recovery. He got hit on the head yesterday during the game. Very unfortunate sight. Again, cramping him for room. And Eric Dusingizimana couldn't get out of the way of that. They pick up just one run, and that brings Manishimwe Oscar to strike, who's on 2 runs, having faced 9 deliveries. We're into the 3rd over and just 10 runs on board, Leonard. A very slow start, I must say, once again, taking on a side like Uganda. And kudos to the bowlers and the field itself, keeping such quality bowling consistent throughout the tournament. David Wabire has given away just 6 runs. He's into his 2nd over. The doctor operating here for Team Uganda. And again, rotating the strike is Eric Dusingizimana. Got some bat to it. Not quite sure where he was trying to place that, but trying to get some bat on the ball. Facing the challenging pace of David Wabire here. Manishimwe Oscar on strike now. Plays it in the air and drops that. Lutaya Ronald was attempting a catch outside the circle there and fumbles it. He got his feet. He covered the ground. He did the hard work of getting there and just drops it in the end. Could we get a different angle of that attempt, Mr. Parfait? With that, we've come. There you see, it was in the air. Unfortunate there for Lutaya. He did the hard work of getting to it, but couldn't execute the finish. Coming in for the fourth over is Bilal Hassan from the road end and knocks him over. Again, trying to back away from it. And a full-length delivery. And another low score for Eric Dusingizimana. He's got to walk back into the pavilion, into the dugout. Cleans him up. Had no answer to it whatsoever. The feet weren't moving. Nothing. Beaten by pace. A top order batsman trying to and that brings young Wilson Nitanga to the middle. Bilal Hassan picking up a wicket off the first delivery of his second over. He's given away just 2 runs in his previous and starts off with a big wicket of Big Eric Dusingizimana. Wilson Nitanga, 8 matches, 7 innings, 86 runs to his name, averaging 14.33, strike rate of 89, something he'll need to work upon. Ugandans in control here of the game. They're into the 4th over. And from the looks of it, winning the power play. Young Wilson facing Bilal Hassan now. Lovely, lovely looking delivery there by Bilal Hassan. He's got the gas. He's pushing the ball through the wicket there. Hitting the gloves of the wicketkeeper hard. And good bounce off the pitch he's getting from the road end.
For 1 here into the 4th over. Early trouble in the morning. They need to recover very well, but not in that particular fashion. 2 times in a row being beaten there. The only thing that these 2 Rwandan batters have done, what they should do better is the movement of the feet to the line of the ball. They're not even getting behind the ball. They're just reaching out. If you look at that shot again that Wilson tried to play, it's just a matter of him pushing the hands onto the ball as opposed to moving his feet and getting in line with the ball. That's the best way to play, especially when you're betting up the order day. There, with what I've just said here, you see another slip has been employed into place now. They've got 2 slips. They've got first slip and a gully and a short third man for that particular delivery and shot that Wilson is just playing there. See, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. There. Look, it's just him getting the bat to the ball, not even moving across to the line of the ball. It's something that he needs to work on, especially when you bet up the order there. The ball is still new. If you get guys that can swing the ball by margin, I'm telling you, it's going to be hard for him to score early up in the order there. So it's something that he needs to sit down discuss with the coach to say how best can I play such kind of deliveries going forward. It is international cricket here, so you're going to be getting a lot of balls like that. No one is going to be bowling to you on your slot or a little bit more fuller. They will be hitting that 6-7 meter mark every time. Not too full, not too short again. Asking you to look again there. That was a full, but keeper was being sloppy there behind. So you see the setup here now, Zaid. The setup from Bilal, short, then goes full again. So he knows exactly what he wants to do with the ball. So it's that kind of a thinking that he have. So it should be the same kind of thinking that even the batters here should have in their mind, that I'm being set up here. Expect each and every delivery to be coming there, and how do I react to certain deliveries? So they should be having that in their mind.
Yes, definitely. And what's astonishing is the amount of control Bilal is having. You can have a plan as a bowler, but execution is where most 90% of the bowlers go wrong with their execution. Here we see Bilal just playing with the length, just dragging it front and back, playing around with the Rwandan batsman here. And the overs tend to be slipping away out of hands. The flow of runs is restricted here. Occasional runs coming through the bat. That over, they got just 2 leg byes because of the sloppy glove work by the keeper, but not off the bat. That tells you a lot, especially in the limited format that we're playing here. 5 deliveries as a one-down batsman, trying to put up a total for your side to defend. Not a good sight, especially as a viewer, and for the bowlers back in the dugout, because they know they need a score on board for them to come and defend.
Yeah, for the bowlers it's good enough, but for the viewers, whatever that you are getting, you gotta be able to be watching that, because that is what cricket is all about. So you don't need to worry there a lot. Entertainment is entertainment, no matter how it comes. You gotta be spot on, watch there. But for the bowlers and the other players, yes, they should be worried about the balls. They've got a job to do now. So we have got Uganda. Obviously, it has been confirmed they've won this East Africa trophy with a couple of games in hand. You look at that. Into the pitch again. There should be one for the over. It's been given as a wide here by the square leg umpire. One for the over. But I think that's been a bit too harsh there. And this is what I've been seeing all along with the Ugandan bowlers, the well-directed short ball every time. And look at the way Oscar Manishimo went there. He had no control whatsoever. Even when he was ducking there, he had no control whatsoever to run away from that shot. So like what I was saying now, yes, we have not managed. You've only managed to win one game so far in the tournament. Yes, maybe the chances of you again winning the other couple of games that are coming are still less as well. But you've got important assignments that are coming in ahead of you again. After here, they are going to South Africa. From South Africa, they are going to Namibia for the global qualifiers. So after these games here, there are some things that you would have picked as a team to say, okay, fine, this is where we have been falling short. How much time do we have to sort it out? And how do we sort it out? So that should be the conversation now going through the camp of either Rwanda or Tanzania to say, how now do we make ourselves better so that when we go to where it matters most, our performance should be up there. You look at that delivery that David Wabire just bowled there. Again, they are still employing that setup to the batters again, short of a length, then number 3 or number 4, it comes in more fuller. So it's something that, it takes bowlers to sit down, come up with a plan to say, how do I set up this kind of a batter? And this is what exactly that these Ugandans have done. Shimo. But now you are looking forward to set up a total, a target. The approach is to be different. Yes, we know now, yes, they know that they don't have any chances of coming closer to winning this tournament again, yes, but you don't want to be coming in with a negative approach. Yes, you might be having things that you're working with on again. So when you come there, you gotta come with a positive approach so that when you fail trying to do the right things, it's easy. Down and work on technique and work in a lot of things here because there's not much time. End of over number 4, 16 for 1.
And speaking of working on technique and all that, Leonard, to be honest, at this level, you shouldn't be considering working on such things. And again, people have been watching these games. They've been streaming these games online. Coming into the next tournament, your opponents, the sides that you're going to be facing as the Rwandan side, have been watching you and ticking the boxes of what seems to be troubling you. That's where the analysis comes in. That's where the analysts of the game figure out what is the right thing to do against Team Rwanda. And at the moment, you're making it way too easy for them to predict your weak points when you come in with such an approach. Teams like Tanzania, as we've seen throughout this tournament, when they go in and find a good ball that they cannot put away, at least they try to push it in the vacant regions, or even if it is going towards the fielders, they try to rotate the strike and pick up that single and keep the scoreboard ticking here. But that is something Team Rwanda has really struggled with, is rotation of strike, trying to go for bigger shots and end up swallowing entire overs here.
Yeah, that's like what I'm saying now. Look, the introduction of Nsubuka Siraj comes into ball from Mount End, spin early on. This is the last over of the power play. So he comes in, start off with 2 dots. No, he starts, the first ball should be 1. They've taken 1 there. Then tries to go up and over there. That one is dispatched. Over short third man for 4. The first boundary for Rwanda here. So what I was saying earlier on is, yes, the negativity that we have seen from the 2 betters here is something that is worrisome as a team. Whether you are Rwanda or Uganda or Tanzania, whichever team you are, the betters up front need to show that positive intent, wanting to score runs. You understand? Because with this rate that they're going in, yes, you can be working on something else that you're working on with, but it has to be done in the right way. Look, now he tries to go big. This is what I'm saying. He has been negative all along. The moment he started to go big, mistimed the ball, hit it straight to a short mid-on. That was mid-wicket. That was put particularly for that shot. So he has been there for 9 deliveries. He has managed to score that boundary just now for 4. So the negativity that he has been showing as a top order better is the one that forced him to go for that shot. So they cannot find ways to rotate strike, gotta be positive, show that intent of scoring runs. You understand? So the moment you go in that negative approach, these are the results. Now, all of a sudden, you're finding yourself on 23 for 2 in 6 overs. Look how cheap that catch was from Kenneth Waisko. And even the way, if you look at how Wilson played that shot, there was not even an intent to say where is he looking to play that particular delivery. You understand? So that is something that going forward, him as a player, he needs to sit down and watch. This brings in to Isenge Okide at the crease. Is known as one of the best batters in Rwanda. But if you look at this particular tournament now, that does not support who he is as a batter. Yes, we know he can bat, but this is the time for him to show they are that his teammates and the country at large to say this is what he can do.
The numbers of this tournament, particularly from Orchidea to Isenge, do not support that statement at all. 9 matches, 8 innings, 40 being his highest, averaging 18.25 and only 146 runs that he has put up. Lack of responsibility, would you say?
Yeah. It's at one point, yes, that is lack of responsibility because players, especially batters, are not applying their role. There are certain things that you can talk about as a team, especially if you're looking to go forward. Like maybe I can talk about 4 things that I've got here after having watched these guys as a team, right? I'll get back to that. End of over, number 6 here, power play done. Rwanda are 23 for 2. So there are things that you look at now if you want to improve your game going forward, Zaid and the other guys there that can apply to all teams. There are some things that you ask yourself when you are coming to a tournament. What exactly do you really want to achieve from that particular tournament? What are you expecting to achieve? Whether you're a bowler, a fielder, or a batter, what exactly are you realistically want to achieve during that tournament? So once you come up with that question, then you're going to start finding out solutions or answers to say, I want to achieve A, B, C, D. So how do I do it? I have to do it this way. So that is what you need to tell yourself going into a tournament. Halfway through the tournament, if none of those things that you've set for yourself did not happen, now who do you turn to so that it helps you to grow the game? You understand? So there should be communication again. Again, there is Wawira David. Look again, looking for that abdomen region. So that is something that as players you also need to ask yourselves, right? So once you've done that, you set yourself those goals, either long-term goals or short-term goals. Then there will be tactical goals, obviously. There will be tactical goals, obviously. There will be technical goals as well. Then there are mental goals as well. There is also physical goals as well. So you've got 4 areas that you are looking forward to improve in terms of setting the goals for yourself and the team as well. So if that can apply to anyone, look at that GMF ball taken off the glove there that should go all the way to the boundary. Good enough for Oscar Manishimwe. And happy for Rwanda, boss. That is a boundary.
Most unlikeliest ways of receiving a boundary, but Rwanda will rejoice it in whichever fashion. The runs keep flowing here and the scoreboard keeps ticking for them. Not an ideal power play for a side, having scored just 26 in that power play. 23 runs in that power play scored by Team Rwanda. And again, I don't understand why Team Rwanda, every time playing against an opposition like Team Uganda, play as though they've never faced these players before.
So that is why I have just mentioned you those 4 things that you need to work on. And what you're talking about is all about mental approach again. And the mental goals that you've set yourself against any opposition. So it's, if you look at the dismissals that we've seen, 2 of them so far, even the other games before, lack of concentration from the batters. You understand? Failure to concentrate for longer periods. Look at that shot again that Okida just played. He just walked into bat. And look at that shot. He's not even in any position to play that shot whatsoever. Not getting behind the line of the ball. And this is what we have seen. So that alone tells you that the concentration level is not there. You understand? And once you have done that, you ask yourself now, after these games, how many of these players are going to the hotel or home and watch the previous games that they have played and see how you have been doing well, how you have been falling short. Then from there, you sit down with the coach to say, Coach, this is what I've picked myself. You don't need to wait for the coach to come to you and say, this is what I've seen. Again, another piece of a depth, good shot there into the covers, 2 runs for Okide to Isenge.
From that shot, Leonard, you can see how the field can actually assist you if you play it along the grounds. And most batsmen are not really taking that into consideration and trying to go the aerial route, knowing they're not able to time the ball well enough for it to carry the distance, and not using their best option available, playing it on the ground, keeping it safe. Bangs it short. Dr. David going through the over with not much of a damage to the Ugandan side. With that, Team Rwanda reached to 30 at the end of the 7 overs, and 2 wickets down they are. Orkide Tuisenge on 2 after having faced 5 deliveries, and Oscar Manishimwe in a very, very awkward position there. 7 off 19.
If you look at it, Zaid, here, look at the Rwanda squad now and the one that played yesterday, the day before. Today, they've got a lot of changes in the squad. Some of them are forced changes. You understand? It happens because it's been a long and intense tournament that is expected. You've also got another bigger tournament coming in. So which means this is also gives an opportunity to other players now to expose themselves in terms of selection, to expose themselves in terms of performing well. Look at that delivery. Oscar is pushing at it himself with the ball. This is what Wilson also did. So just a matter of waiting for the ball to come to you. It's going to come to you anyway. So that's what he should be thinking about, how to play Siraj. You see, it goes big, but mistimed again. He was looking forward to hit it more straighter, but because of that mistiming and not getting in line, he's managing to find that long on field where he's been put in there. So going back to that side, it gives also other players an opportunity, and the coach as well, to see other players and come up with the best players for the upcoming tournament. So that is why I've talked about those 4 things that I've talked about. Okide goes big, and that is straight to long on there. 1 run it is. So that goes back to those 4 things that I said they are technical goals, they are tactical goals, they are physical goals, they are mental goals. Now, you've gotten this squad here now going to other tournaments that are coming in. So those are the things that you look at. Another shout, but umpire not interested. So those are the things that you look at to say, okay, fine, how do I improve my mental approach towards the game? How do I improve my concentration? Things like that. Go and watch the other games that you've played. Use of the feet. Sloppy from the keeper there. He didn't expect that one to come up. And that is a chance missed by Uganda. Lack of options here from Oscar Manishimwe of scoring against Siraj and Subuga. He's bought 3 dot balls so far in this overside.
Again, tries to take him on, and this time finding the leg side fielder there. It was a sloppy work by the keeper there. There was an opportunity of yet another wicket that would have added immense amount of pressure to the run side here.
End of over number 8, 34 for 2. Rwanda winning the toss and opted to have a bet first. So now, if you look at, especially from game number 2-3, Uganda and Tanzania versus Rwanda, the way they come about the plan. Now that goes to what I've said, tactical goals now. How much time do you spend analyzing the opposition? That's what Uganda did and Tanzania did, analyzing Rwanda's weaknesses and their strength. The strength for Rwanda is anything that comes full, that one they take it on, but anything that comes short, they can't play. And if you look at all the seamers of the team that I've mentioned, once they come into ball, they are bowling more short on the body line, wanting Rwanda to go for the pull or for the cut, and they've not managed to do that very successfully well. So those are tactical things that now, going forward, how do we better ourselves to make sure that we correct those things? You understand? So this is something that they also need to be thinking about going forward, because once you get exposed, everyone is going to come up with a plan. And if you look at someone like Okide Tuisenge, that should be run out there, gone, not out, umpire. Eric Dusabe Mungu Hirwa, lovely piece of dive there from Oscar. If we can roll that again for us, I thought he was gone by miles there, but it seems like it's closer. No, he safely made it. That was in, but that was a good call there from Eric to Sabimungi Hirwa. Oscar living dangerously here. Communication comes in again. You've talked in the morning about who makes the call and what, and I told you that it's both of you guys need to be aware of where the ball is. Do I have enough feet to make it to the other end? Was it hit well in the gap to allow me to run quickly? So those are some things that you as a better, both of you need to be aware of.
And again, sometimes, Leonard, like you said, it's always good to take a step back from everything that's happening and go back and see what you've done previously. Alpesh Ramjani bowling yesterday against Team Rwanda, picked up 2 wickets, economy of 7 in his 4 overs with 1 maiden to his name. These are things you have to look back, and so you know what bowler to pick out as a batsman. Rwanda again yesterday had won the toss and elected to bat first. They put up 126 on the board for the loss of 7 wickets in 20 overs, and Uganda chased it comfortably in 17 overs with just 4 wickets provided. And I had a chat with their coach, the Ugandan coach, Lawrence Matlani, is letting me know he wasn't happy with the way the team went about to chase that score down. He felt the team needed to carry the same energy throughout and finish it off as soon as possible. Uganda winning that game, the multiple things the Rwandan side should have gone back and looked at, like you just said. But unfortunate, these youngsters do not go back and figure out what they've been doing wrong. Yes, of course, there are lots of extracurricular activities back at the hotel room after the games, but there's some much more important things that a player, especially those of the national team, need to pay attention to. Because there's not much the coach can do. He can just train you till you reach the boundary ropes of the game. Once you step in, it's all upon you. Well, stop there.
Again, mistiming that sweep shot. They're playing a bit too early there, Manishima Oscar. Yes, Ed, yes, you've talked about extra activities. Yes, they are there. But going back now to wanting to improve your game, like I said earlier on, it's not the coach who's going to come to you and tell you what to do. And he's not going to be playing out there. It's you who needs to go to him. You ask a lot of questions, understand your game. How can I be a better player, coach? How can you help me? Another good shot there from Okire to saying a Pete King, that gap between long off and mid wicket. For runs, it is there. They need a couple of that, more of that, if I can say, if they want to put a respectable total here. So like what I'm saying is, you as a player now, you've played 8 games. I'm telling you by now, the coach's door should have been a queue now of each and every player going to him. Go and ask for advice. How do I better my game? I've tried A, B, C, D. What do you think? Good running there between the two, just a drop shot and run. So you go to him. How do I better my game going forward? Yes, I don't know. I know I don't have enough time to change, but there's 1 or 2 things that you can change. It's either my mentality towards the game, my own game. He should help you to understand your game better. He goes big. Is that big enough? Yes, it is big enough. It was well hit by Oscar. He has been trying to access that area again for quite some time now. This time he managed to get it and hit it up cleanly over Bilal Hassan. 8 long on there. Look at that there. But the good thing that Oscar has done there is the waiting that he has been failing to do early on. So he waited for that delivery to come to him. Then he manages to get the better of it. That's what he should be doing all day long.
He's got to wait for it, like you said, and that's what helps the timing of the ball off the bat. it never sounds as good as it does when it is sweetly timed. You've most often heard people talk about sweet timing of the ball. You don't have to hit it that hard if you time it well enough. On that occasion, he was fortunate. The fielder in the deep, Bilal Hassan, was there, but just had enough elevation to carry it all the way. And as a player, having faced this opposition almost 4 times, by now you must have an expectation of what to receive by your opponent and what sort of challenges are they putting you through. And when you're having a day off and some time off, those are the things you clock back to and try to work upon and reconstruct from scratch. Lovely stop there by Bilal Hassan in the deep. It's powerfully struck by Orchidee. In the pick-up, 2 runs comfortably off the first ball of Alpesh Ramjani. Was given away just 4 runs so far. He's into his second over. Leading wicket taker of the East Africa Trophy and Team Uganda. With that, Rwanda put 50 runs on board. We're into the 11th over here, just 2 wickets down. Again, caught in 2 minds there, Orchidee. Tried going for a sweep and at the very last moment opening up his bat to guide it down to third man. Not quite sure what sort of shot he was trying to create there. You're a coach, Leonard. You can talk us through that change of mind.
Good shot being played down on the ground there to long off. This is the simplest things that you should be doing now. You don't need to complicate your game again. Just do the simplest thing the basic way right. Once you do that, the game becomes easy to you. Tries to go for the sweep. There's not enough timing from that. Again, so it's all about understanding who you are. You mentioned later on about how much time do you spend analyzing your opposition and coming up with answers and questions. That is the key to any successful sports person. Yes, you've played this team a couple of times. A lot of the times you know them very well. So I'm not saying they should be winning games. Yes, it's not all about winning, but it's all about showing some sign of improvement, showing that you are learning something from each and every game that you are playing. You understand? So that is something that you need to be doing. Rwanda, if you look at it, it's a young squad here. So you expect them in the long run to be better players going forward. But the key thing is now, from these games that you are playing now, what are you learning? What you have learned, how are you applying it to better your game? So that is what they need to be doing here going forward so that they can up their game. So it all goes back to individual understanding of the game. How badly do you want to be a fighter? How badly do you want to be a winner each time that you go out there to play against other opposition? That is what you want to be doing. 11 overs gone here, side 51 for 2. The introduction of Henry Senyondo, left arm spin from the road end. And Orchidee is known for having a lot of trouble with left arm spinners. And look at that first delivery there. Again, not even in line with that particular delivery. Again, he went a bit too early, over-committing himself off the front foot as opposed to letting the ball come to him.
So close to the bails there. Lucky got away with that.
Yesterday he failed. This one failed.
Henry Senyindo coming from the road and creating all sorts of trouble for the run inside and asking big questions to Orchidee. Steps and sweeps it down the ground. Dr. Wabire picks it up, deposits it back to the bowler, Henry. From here on, understanding that you've got just 9 overs, 8.5 overs left here, and you've got 8 wickets in hand. You've got to play some hard cricket. You cannot be defending here no more. And yes, the partnership is there between Manishima Oscar and Orchide Tuisenge, but they need to bump up that strike rate and do it in the right fashion. Partnership of 14 of 31 of 36 balls so far. Slowly building up. Lovely effort there from young Pascal in the deep near the Gahanga main entrance. And a swift, tidy over here by Henry Senyondo. There is a hint of worry for Orchide Tuisenge when facing the left arm spin, like you mentioned, Leonard. And what are the ways one can get against that and get it out of the mind? I believe personally is to be positive. It all starts with a positive intent and trying to place the ball in the right areas to at least rotate the strike and not allow the pressure to get the better of you.
Just to answer you on that, it's having options. How many options do you have versus certain bowlers? Suppose you, as a batter, you do want to go in there with options to play against batters, because not everyone's going to come and bowl to your strength. And you should also play to your strength again. What are you good at? If you're good at sweeping versus spinners, sweep. If you're good at running down versus spinners, stick to that and do it. Back your ability. But if you go there with two minds, then trying to do things that you've never worked on, then that is where you end up. Look at Okida tries to go big there, getting that top edge. Can it race away there? Two races between the ball and the fielder there, but the ball winning the race there. Roger Mkaza had no chance whatsoever to stop that ball. But look at that shot again, if you can see. Look at it again there.
He had no idea where the ball was flying to after getting it off the bat. Not really where he intended to hit it. So more likely of a guesswork by Orchide Tuisenge. Unfortunate enough, the pace of Alpesh Ramjani pushes it all the way to the boundary.
They always say fortune favors the brave. So he was fortunate enough there. He got favored, then he got the boundary. That at least a relief of pressure from him again. To get that boundary is something that you would want to motivate yourself with. Again, getting those runs on.
A release of pressure, Leonard, for the entire team, not just Orchide. With that, Rwanda reached to 60 runs in the 13th over. Projected score showing 97 on most occasions. I would like to say the score predicted there isn't true to the nature of the game. But unfortunately, on this particular occasion, it looks like it might be very true.
There was a shout there, but that was going down the leg side there. Half-hearted appeal. You know, that's to answer what you're saying. I always talk about if you are going into bet as a better, you got to go there with three options. Look at that again. It was not timed very well. Wahiswa Kenneth being the better of the fielders down there, restricting them to one run. So I always talk about as a better there is that you go there with three options on how to play every delivery. Three options per ball. You understand? If it's there in your slot, you go for it. If it's there to defend or leave, you go for that. Then if it's there to get run one off, you go. So you go to with those three options and stick to them. Then as you get deeper into the innings, you start adding up and you go. So you don't want to be playing too many shots. So you got to group your shots very well. These are the shots that I'm going to look forward to play against this kind of bowlers. If it's spinners, come up with three shots. These are the shots that I'm going to use against spinners. If it's turning or not turning, but I've got my three shots. If it's seamers, these are the shots that I'm going to use for the seamers. Then as you bet longer now, you start adding up. But come up with a lot of options per single ball. 13 overs gone here, 62. For the loss of 2 wickets, Rwanda needs to step up here if they want to put a respectable total here for them to come in and make the job easy for the bowlers. But as it stands now, it's going to be hard for the bowlers to come and defend anything that is less than 100 or 120. They need to step up the gas. Oscar has been there for 25 deliveries on 35 deliveries on 22. Then Okide well settled to 19 of 25. So they need to step up now, get a partnership going on, step up the gear, get that run rate to go around 7 or 8 and over there. Then you will see how you're going to finish. Yes. Is that a catch? Not big enough to get there. Yes, that should be the approach. One of these two guys need to start going big. And they are all capable enough of going big. They need to start going big now. You don't need to wait until the last 21 deliveries or whatever. You have to start going now slowly. You still have got wickets in the end. He tries to go big. But he went down on the ground. Well controlled there. But the question that I would ask you, Zaid, are those kind of shots good enough to see Rwanda putting on a decent total here?
Again, it's a mental game here, Leonard. If you see, all the fielders are on the boundary ropes. If these two are wise enough, they can play a cheeky shot and steal those doubles, as many as possible. If you get 5 doubles in an over, it gives you 10 runs per over. But not in control here. Trying to power everything out of the ground here. And like you said, they've got batsmen in their side who can produce that little cameo if they come in at the right time. But these two, striking the ball so hard, it makes it so easy for the fielder in the deep to chuck it back for just a single. Sometimes we've seen the likes of Virat Kohli, Ajinkya Rahane, is a drop and run, but they know exactly where the fielder is. So they manage to pick up doubles if the fielder is on the boundary ropes. It's all about placement.
14 overs gone here. 65 for 2. Rwanda winning the toss and opting to have a bet first. So this is what I said. They are trying to work on something else going forward. Whatever that they are working on, we are yet to find out with other upcoming games that are coming in. Yes, and we can talk. Our job here is to talk and see, sitting in different seats. So they've got something that they are working on here going forward. But the most important thing is when you fail to do something, how do you come back as a team? They always say the ability to persist and bounce back from setbacks speaks volume about who you are as a team or as an individual. So this is what we are expecting from this team going forward. How do they come back and show us and show everyone out there that they are a good team? Yes, if you are talking about a good team, we're not talking about winning. We are talking about showing up and playing competitive cricket. Again, then you build from that. So this is what we expect for the upcoming tournaments. That's these guys are going to play. He goes big, but he finds a fielder there, down. Lovely, good catch from Lutaya Robinson. Ronald Lutaya. That is a good catch there. I'm telling you, you can hear the applaud from the dugout there. They are happy. Maybe he drops a couple of catches when they're at practice. They don't expect him to be catching those, but that was a good catch. You talked about the ball being hit hard straight to the fielders. This is what Oscar has done again. Then finding the 24 runs of 39 deliveries, 61.54. That's the strike rate. So if he had hit that ball a bit more with soft hands and well directed, he was going to get the run that is needed. Look, backing away, tries to go big. I'm seeing that bottom end coming in play a lot of the times when he's playing. That is why he did find that midweek, long on field at the boundary. He was looking to access the gap between long on and long off, but just because of that bottom end that has been coming into handy all along, he finds that field, and that brings in the big hitting Zapi Bimenyimana. Another strategy here comes in. They need runs, obviously. So someone like Zapi is someone, if he gets a good touch, he can give you a good 20 or 30 runs off a few deliveries here.
There's got to be a change in strategy here, as we've got Zapi Bimenyimana being promoted up the order could probably squeeze in a little cameo, as we've seen him do that before against the sides like Tanzania, where he scores a quick fire 20, 25 runs odd to get that momentum shifting towards Rwanda side.
I said it, Okile Tuisenge is known for being vulnerable against left arm spinners. Again, he always charges down the wicket and ending up getting himself out. This is exactly what he's done. So this is the way you asked me, what is he learning as a player? He's been dismissed a lot of the times in this particular fashion. And these are the things that you can control, Zaid. Stepping out, getting stumped every game. Stepping out, getting stumped. So what exactly are you learning as a player? You understand? So look at that dismissal. That ball was not there for that. It was not flighted. It was bowled quicker to him. Look at that. Quick ball, went for the big hit, turned away from him. Look where the head was. So it's something that going forward, you talk about learning and whatever, but how many chances do you need to show the sign that you're learning?
And again, Leonard, if you see that on the replay, it was such a wild swing. Left him with no chance of getting back in if he had missed it. Alpesh Ramjani picks up the second wicket of the over. Same man who changed the game completely for Team Uganda last time they faced each other, which was yesterday, having put up 39 runs of 35 deliveries himself. And with that wicket going down, we've got Clinton Rubagumya, the skipper, coming out in the middle. Things going horribly wrong for Team Rwanda at the moment. One ball remaining in the over. He's been bowling exceptionally well here, is Alpesh Ramjani. 12 runs only he's given away in his spell, and last delivery left. He's picked up 2 wickets. Much fuller and quicker this time by Alpesh. And with that, he's completed his spell. Extremely well bowled, giving away only 13 runs in his 4 overs. And as we've seen him over the period of the past 1 week, he can be very handy with the bat in hand. Been winning player of the match multiple times through the East Africa Trophy here. Highly competitive, the young man is. And that brings Henry Senyundo, who is yet to pick up a wicket but has given away only 8 runs in the past 2 overs here. In the game yesterday, we saw Henry Senyundo picking up 1 wicket in his quarter, and he had given away 21 runs with an economy of 5.25. And today he's doing more damage. Clinton Rubagumya playing that watchfully. But is this the stage where he needs to play that sort of cricket? Does he need to bat that watchfully from here on? And again, trying a reverse sweep with all the conditions on offer, Leonard.
Remember, I said options. You gotta come up with options. What options do I have versus certain bowlers? He's played too many shots in these 5 deliveries that he has faced here, and none of them has worked. To be honest, none of them has worked. Again, beaten by bounce there. So this is all about options, all about having that positive attitude towards batters, coming up with a plan. You understand? If we talk about tactical things, these are some of the things that we need to talk about. How do I improve my strike rate versus certain bowlers? So you look at that. All of a sudden, this wicket is demons have all of a sudden arising from this wicket. I'm telling you, in terms of spin side, leg by given there.
Almost like a ping pong ball turning away. So much reduction of pace. Have a look at that. Had Clinton Rubagumia squared up and staring at the pitch in disbelief. And that will make him extra cautious now from the forthcoming deliveries.
It's just him who's making it hard for himself there. Yes, there might be a bit of some 10, but the way he went about that shot is just showing what I was saying, that the plan against bowlers is not there. You understand? What exactly is going through his mind? You are betting first here. The chances of you winning this game is by putting up runs on the board. You are the captain that has been there. Obviously, you know the plan. You have led up front in terms of coming up with a plan with your players to say, this is, gentlemen, what we want to achieve going forward, how to achieve them. You are the one who has been having that conversation in terms of leading. So when you step out there, you gotta go in there and try to show exactly what you guys have planned. You are not saying that as a captain, you're going to be doing all the right things every time, but you got to show intent to say, we have got a plan, and this is the plan that we have got here going forward. Yes, we can talk about the game learning. Yes, it's learning, but let's not get away from the true facts of the game by hiding from learning and learning. What the question that I would ask is, how long are you going to keep learning? Yes, we never stop learning in the game, but you got to show signs of learning that I've learned 1, 2, 3. There goes for the big hit. That should be easy too. They come back there comfortably. The Bilal Hassan being brought back into the attack.
Trying to bring those Yorkers into play. We saw him do it in the previous game against Tanzania, where he's been yorking the ball to perfection for Team Uganda. And with that, 71 comes up for Team Rwanda in the 17th over. A little cameo here, and a set of freedom should be given to this batsman to just try out whichever way they can to add up some runs here, because it will be totally unacceptable to the bowling unit to be defending a low total of that sort against an opposition where you've got the likes of Roger Mukasa, Simon Sesazi, Alpesh Ramjani, all the Ugandan batsmen with the depth they've got in batting. It will require something more than a miracle for the bowlers to pull anything short of a haste here. Zappi now facing Billy. Just dabs it down the ground to pick up a single, trying to get off the mark. As a pace bowler himself, he doesn't like the taste of his own medicine. Wants to get off the mark as soon as possible. And that is Zappi Bimenyimana for you. Man with long arms, long levers. We've seen him pull out a couple of cameos, valuable cameos off his bat for Team Rwanda. Tries to scoop with the pace provided by Bilal and completely misses it. And Bilal damaging the furniture here. Clinton Robagumia has to depart for 1. The scorecard looking like a telephone number at the moment. Nothing much impressive to talk about apart from the bowling figures. More like a bowling practice for Team Uganda this afternoon, as they've won this East African trophy, technically speaking, through points here. And I think that just shows a source of discouragement by the Rwandan side playing in that fashion, in that manner. Yes, you've lost a few players, but do you completely give up? This isn't the last tournament that you're playing as a team. You've got other tournaments coming up. You've got to carry yourselves as a unit.
Like I said, it's an opportunity for other players again to showcase themselves, their abilities. Now we've got 2 of the best friends in the Eric Nyomugaba and Zabi Maurice Bimenyimana. They are always together, which means the understanding amongst themselves is very, very much high there. They understand each other better. So let's see what they can do here now when they are at the crease.
Eric Nyomugabo played a brilliant cameo yesterday, been given the opportunity. It goes to the boundary this time. Eric Nyomugabo starting off where he left off yesterday. He had smoked 2 maximums yesterday in his little cameo, which was very, very valuable to the Rwandan side. Fearless cricket. He loves to play. On offer it was, and swinging it hard is Eric Nyomugabo, opening his account with a boundary. Pleasure to see him back into the side and doing what he does best, put runs on the board for Team Rwanda. Best of friends, almost brothers, you might say, Leonard. They've lived together, they stayed together, they trained together. And a whippy shot there, almost a sort of self-defense, and this time takes on the fielder within the infield and picks those important doubles that I talked of earlier. The importance of understanding how far the fielder is and picking up those doubles, forcing the opposition to make a change in the field and bring that fielder in so that you can access the boundary over the fielder next time you go at him.
17 overs gone here, 80 for the loss of 5 wickets. Rwanda opting to bat first. Now they find themselves in a bit of some trouble here. Now Eric Nyomugaba and Zabi Bimenyimana. Zabi on 7 of 6 delivered, Eric 6 of 2. 21 deliveries left here now. What can these 2 give their team?
We all know Big Kevin is also in the dugout. Big Kevin would have liked to play this game against Team Uganda, but he's been rested. And Eric Nyomugabo here, having a go at it, has gone the distance. Have a look at that. Swinging hard is Zabi Bimenyimana. Long levers give it ample amount of height. And a slog goes all the way. There's nothing Sebanja could have done on the boundary ropes than watch the ball sail over his head for half a dozen. Thank you very much. Henry Senyondo comes back into the over tightly after being... And again, in the air. Will it be gold? No. Second maximum of the over. This is the cameo that we've been talking about. The intent is clear by Zapi Bimenyimana. He's struck the second maximum in this over. He loves playing spin, especially that into his arc. The long levers come in handy. And this time, turning away. What a gem of a delivery that by Henry Senyundo. Interesting competition that went off the hips. Had him dancing on the pitch. And again, goes the distance. Was going underneath it. No commitment by the two fielders there. Both were caught staring at each other. Subuga Siraj and Alpesh Ramjani not making a clear call. Lack of communication between the fielders. And fruitful for Zapi. It's a one bounce 4. 14 coming off the bat of Zapi in this over. Plays it down the ground. And they pick up 1 run. So 15 runs coming off that over, Leonard. That just shows if you've got the clear intent and positivity, the execution is just a matter of an attempt away.
And he's only known for bowling here, so he can just go in there and try to add as many runs as he can. But the most important question now is how long can he keep on playing shots like that? You understand? So, yes, this is good for the team, but he's not known for that job. The guys that are known to do that job have failed to deliver. You understand? If they delivered enough, how easy was it going to be when Zapi comes in, when the score is on 160? You understand? With 2 overs left, with this 24 that he has put in, you can score 200 so easy. You understand? So it's all about having the right batters that are batting at the right time and doing their job. You understand? Look at now. This is where the difference is going to be now. Look at Bilal Hassan, the way he's bowling. Look at that ball. Pace beating him again. So if he tries to bowl a bit more full on stumps again, we know Bilal has got that experience to do that. So if he manages to do that, I'm telling you, it's going to be hard for Zapi to even score a single run in this over. So it's something that they need to start working again. I still go back to the guys that have not done their job. The top order did not do their job. Seeing Zapi coming in, yes, it can be a strategy to make him come early on, but he's not doing what he's being paid to do. See now, this is where the contest is now, the war between the two now. Experienced bowler versus a bowler, but who's betting at this present moment.
Something I've noticed and paid attention to. No pace bowler loves facing another pace bowler. They all prefer to go for the spinners. And then we see such cameos coming in handy, courtesy of the spinners. Because pace bowlers do not really care how they connect that ball. As long as they put enough amount of bat swing behind it, it might find its way to the boundary ropes. And again, a wild swing there by Zapi Bimenyimana. Lucky to get away with that. If that was in line with the stumps, that would have taken the wood and knocked him over. Team Rwanda here, half of the side back into the dugout. Bilal Hassan bowling extremely well. He's into his 4th over. He's picked up 2 wickets already and has given away just 13 runs. How well have the Ugandans managed to keep the run-on side so tight, bringing back the old ways they used to play against Team Rwanda. Very occasionally have we seen the team in this competition, Team Rwanda in this competition against Uganda, go past the 100 mark.
Bilal Hassan showing his quality there. making Zapi test his own medicine. He's going to come and bowl. You don't just bowl and go home, Bilal. Watch out for Zapi when he comes in to defend whatever total that they've put on the board. There we go. Was it timed well enough? Can Kennedy get there on time? 2 runs again taken. So easy. And look at the throw again from the boundary there. So it's a good contest there. We are talking about less than 115 here, I'm telling you. Unless if there's another big over like the one that we saw previously from Zapi there, yes, we can talk about 130 or so, but that is highly unlikely now because I'm going to see maybe they're going to bring back David Wabire to bowl, or they will finish up with Waisko. I haven't seen Waisko bowling in this game again, so you never know what's going to happen. Lovely take there from Zapi with offered, with taken for runs there. Then that shot brings the 100 up for Rwanda. Now into the last over of the first inning here. How many runs can Zapi Niyomgabo put on for their team Rwanda here? $103 for 5 into the last 6 deliveries. And there is Waiskwa with the ball in the hand. He's very, very much known for bowling well, especially in the deep end of the innings here. Those last overs, he's got some good slow balls, some good cutters that he bowls there. Now he comes in to bowl his first over of this game. Rwanda's just made it so easy for Uganda here, Zaid. I'm telling you, to be honest, they just made it so easy for Uganda, especially in this game. There was no fight whatsoever there that we would expect from these guys. We know they are fighters, but there was no fight whatsoever. Look at that shot from Neo, trying to push for 2, coming back for 2. Yes, it is 2 runs comfortably taken. Can they take 3? They ran off too much far there. They need to take as many runs as they can in this over here. Both of these, they understand each other better. You see the way they're running in the wickets. Clearly, it shows how much time they do spend with each other. There is a bit of a niggle there on the fielder trying to throw the ball on the run. I think ending up twisting his ankle there. Hopefully, it's not going to be another serious case. We've seen a lot of these injuries occurring. Players getting off. We've seen Inyas again getting off. Yesterday, we saw Didier getting hit on the cheek. And see Pascal Murungi there having that niggle, getting off the field. Hope it's nothing serious. You can see Kenneth Waiso having a dance in the jump there. He knows that they are in top of the situation. They are in control here. Anything less than 110. A team like Uganda with the kind of batters that they've got, I'm telling you, is going to be. So what I'm going to be interesting to watch now, whatever runs that Rwanda are going to put there, I'm going to be interested to see the approach on the chase. The approach on the chase from Uganda. How are they going to go about their batting? Yes, Rwanda can come in trying to bowl, but trying to bowl and trying to defend 109 or 110, I'm telling you that you can bowl as many quick balls as you can, turn the ball as much as you can, but those runs are not enough for you to bowl. But so I'm going to be interested to see what approaches Uganda going to use. They have won the tournament already. So whatever happens from now onwards, it doesn't matter to them. Obviously, they would want to keep their pride on, not losing a lot of games here. They only lost 1 game, so they don't want to be losing. They want to finish on a good note here. So what approach are these guys going to use? That is what I'm waiting to see.
Yes, of course, Team Uganda technically winning this tournament already through the points. But again, if they tend to win this game as well, a double header against Team Rwanda, it's more of rubbing salt into the wounds of Team Tanzania, who are the closest to Team Uganda on the table there. And they had the opportunity today if they had beaten. It is in the air and catch has been taken by Roger Mukasa. Comfortably done. Zapibi Menyimana has to walk back into the dugout after having scored 30 of 19. And that brings Eric Kubimana. We've got two Erics on the field now. What can a pair of Erics produce for us? I beg your pardon. From the looks of it, it looked like Eric Kubimana, but it is the spinner, Emil Rukiriza, coming to join Eric Nyomugabo out there in the middle for the final three deliveries of this innings. Kenneth Waiswa picking up his first wicket after having given away just 3 runs here. Emil facing Waiswa and takes the attack for a maximum first ball. Confirmation once again by the umpire, who wasn't sure if it had gone for a boundary or a 6. It is a 1 bounce 4. $110 on board for Team Rwanda now, with the last delivery of the innings by Kenneth. Swing and a miss. Variation of pace there. And Emil Rukiriza walking off. So Rwanda managing to put up 110 on board for the loss of 6 in their 20 overs. And there we have the Rwanda scorecard. Oscar Manishimwe, the wicketkeeper, 24 of 40 deliveries with just 1 maximum to his name. Eric Dusingizimana, 7 of 8 for 1 boundary. Wilson Nitanga, 4 of 10, 1 boundary. Orchidea Tuisenge, 20 of 28. Zapibi Menyimana with that small impressive cameo of 30 of 20 with 2 boundaries and 2 maximums. We've got to see Clinton Rubagumya, the skipper, had a short stay at the crease, having put on 1 run of 8 deliveries. Eric Nyomugabo not out on 9 of 4, and Emil Rukiriza 4 of 2 deliveries with 11 extras. There was a good partnership building up between Oscar Manishimwe and Orchidea Tuisenge of 42 runs of 51, and that impressive close to the innings by Zapibi Menyimana and Eric Nyomugabo going for 32 of 18. Extremely well done by Zapi and Eric there, putting up 110 on board. So we've got Team Uganda bowling card here. Most expensive happening to be Kenneth Waiswa and Subuga Siraj. In 3 overs, he gave away 21 runs, 9 dots, 1 wicket, and economy of 7. And the most impressive there being David Wabire. 4 overs, 16 dots, 14 runs, economy of 3.5. And then Alpesh Ramjani into the competition there with 2 wickets to his name. Team Uganda now need 111 in their share of 20 overs. Stay tuned for the run chase here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium in the East Africa Trophy, courtesy of Duffabet and Rwanda Cricket Association. Good afternoon and welcome everybody once again in match number 14, day 7 of the East Africa Trophy here in Rwanda, Gahanga, where Rwanda scored 110 runs in their 20 overs for the loss of 6 wickets. And Team Uganda now need 111 in 20 overs to win this game. Opening the batting attack is the usual pair, Roger Mukasa and Simon Sesazi. And opening the bowling attack for Team Rwanda is jersey number 47, Zapi Bimenyimana from the road end. He will be bowling to Roger. After having scored that 89 highest of this tournament by any batsman. What a way to start off this run chase. Dismisses that on the leg side with a boundary. Short pitch delivery there. Rocks onto the back foot. And nobody moves. It goes to the boundary in a flash. That's 2 in 2.
So please give me.
Again, a short pitch delivery there. Tried to play it on the leg side once again and got the edge. Fortune coming Roger's way there. 2 boundaries off 2 deliveries there for Roger and Team Uganda. 4 deliveries left in this over. This time cramping him up for room and well played there. Watchfully played. It was rising up on him. With that, the equation is simple. 106 required in 103 required in 117 legal deliveries here. Dispatches this one on the offside, but there is a protection in the deep there. Emil Rukeriza, the fielder, in the deep with a lovely throw back to the keeper there. The lack of their key players into the run-on side has drastically affected the team's performance today, Leonard.
I could not agree with you there. I'm telling you, if it's a squad has got a lot of people. If we talk about 14 or 16. So the absence of a few players, yes, there might be key players in the squad. But look, some of them are forced changes in terms of injuries. And what I would take is now that is an opportunity for another player who was not getting enough chance to expose himself. So you've been given an opportunity to showcase your abilities in the team there. So once you get that chance, this is where you need to make sure that you grab the chance and use it to the best of your ability. Look, we are talking about a game here. No one is going to be playing this game forever. One day, 1 or 2 players might decide to leave the game. So do we mean we have to stop because those 2 players or 3 players have made themselves left? Look at that ball. Well hit. And it stays hit into the first ground again. The first big 6 that we've seen on that side, especially off the up and over fine leg for 6. That is Simon Sezazi for you. And it goes back again to that conversation we had earlier on here about understanding and spending time analyzing the opposition. Every bowler here knows that if you bowl in that region, those are the balls that Simon won't let them go. But you see Zabi now closing off that last ball of the over with where the strength of Sezazi is again. So it's all about understanding the opposition player. Now, if you look at how Uganda was bowling against Rwanda, they picked that Rwanda is not good at playing such deliveries, and they stuck to those deliveries. That's why there's 110 that they've put on the board there. But if you look at them now, so it still goes back to what I've been saying. How much time do they spend when they've played these games, when they go back to where they are, whether at home or at the hotel, to sit down, watch their game that they've played, pick something from the games. Then when you come to the next game, you've got something that you've picked, then you come and try that. So those are little things, especially if you're playing at this level. This is international cricket. Analysis works, coming up with plans, playing to your strength, things like that. But now it's not seeming to be happening, and you've been saying players are learning. Yes, I don't like argue with that players are learning, but when you're learning, you gotta show signs that at least you are learning. Then going forward, that's what you should be thinking as a player.
And again, thinking of Zapi Bimenyimana going for 15 runs in the first over, bowling to someone like Simon Sesazi, someone that he has played along in the domestic cricket side. They've been teammates before. They've played for Challengers Cricket Club together here at Gahanga. So he must be well aware of the likeliness Simon Sezazi has to the shorter deliveries. And bowling that one to him that he dispatched for a maximum to the next ground. It went off the bat, was to be taken there and dropped by Eric Dusingizimana there. Took a healthy edge.
If you look at the approach that Simon and Roger are using here, yes, they know that they're chasing a small total, but this has been their approach from game number 1 up to now. They've never changed gears. Whether they succeed or not, they know their strength. They know their game. So they are playing according to their strength, regardless of the situation. So this is what makes a quality player. So if the other teams now are watching, especially the other batters, that does not change who you are as a player. It's all about how you apply yourself again. And now if you look at now here, Iradikuna Michael has been brought into the attack, new to the side again. He has not been in this setup since this tournament started, but just because of those injuries again, he has been brought in to the attack. And first time up, he comes into the squad, he opens the ball for the team, and when he opens the ball, his team has put in 111 on the board. Now this is also a test to see what lessons was he also learning when he was sitting outside. Again, board 4, and they're putting for 2. That should be easy 2 there. Lovely running from Sesazi and Roger Mkasa. This is something that they've also done very well during the entire tournament. Boundary options, if they come, they take them, and they take them cleanly. Singles again, when they come, they take them cleanly. Doubles again, they push. So that is what I'm saying. If you compare now the openers for 3 teams, all these 3 teams, that is where the difference is. Those margins now, that is what is making Uganda being one of the strongest of the 3.
And speaking of intentions there, Leonard, we saw this same sides taking on each other yesterday afternoon. Team Rwanda taking on Team Uganda, and Uganda winning that competition. The coach of the Ugandan side wasn't happy with the way they carried themselves to that victory yesterday with a slow strike rate, and that's why the intention has been bumped up this time around, not taking it easy despite this score being much lower than that of yesterday. And I had a talk with him, and he told me he'd like to see his boys move along at the same intensity. He wants to carry a consistent intensity throughout the tournament, and that's what the boys are providing for him. And it just makes the work very uniform, and things fall in place once you believe in uniform workout.
Yeah, definitely he has a right to be upset with himself, because as a team you would have goals that you have set for yourself to achieve as a team. If you don't achieve them, so you've got the right to get upset and ask, why did you not achieve them? How do you think we could have done better in terms of sticking to our goals that we had set for ourselves as a team? So that is how you learn, and that is how you become better and stronger as a team. You gotta set yourself goals, find ways on how to achieve them. If you fail to achieve them, you sit down again, you reflect on them, you analyze what can can you do to make sure that you get better? So now if they are chasing 111, maybe their plan is by 7 or 8 overs, this score should have been done. We must not pass 10 overs. That is the goal. That is the plan. So if they fail to reach 111 in 10 overs, obviously the batters would have failed to deliver. Their job is agreed by the team. So now when you fail, then you sit down to say, how did I fail to get 100 in 60 balls? What shots was I playing? How was I getting to the ball? What options did I have as a batter during that time? So then once you sit down and come up with answers for that, then that is going to carry you forward to the next game. Then you're going to be getting stronger and stronger and stronger. But the moment you don't play according to what you have set for yourself, then it becomes hard for you to come better the next game.
And also the opportunity as the next 3 games left within this tournament for the next few games left in this tournament for Team Uganda, they might be looking forward to working out ways they will be using in the upcoming tournament. Lovely looking shot there this time by Simon Sesazi, and it races away to the vacant region there. All the fielders being placed within the circle there, and just cheeky of Simon to pick up that gap there, using the pace of the bowler as well and the angle. Beautiful looking shot that.
Israel Mugisha has been brought into the attack. Second game, the first game we saw he played after he has been in Uganda for the bat ball T20 there in his slot. Maximum again there. Simon Sezazi for you. Young Israel, look, he's a leg spinner now, which means the ball is going to be turning away from him. So a lot of the time is going to be dispatched in that region. So the captain needs to come up with a clear plan here. Have a deep square leg here. Have a deep mid-wicket ball. It's being a leg spinner, the ball is going to be turning into Simon Sezazi's space, and that is one of his strongest area again. So unless if he has got a googly or the other variation that moves away from him, then he can be effective. I would have opted for an off spinner, especially to Simon, trying to get the ball to turn away from him and make him play in the covers, than a leg spinner where he can play around the legs. Already in this over, they've gotten 11 runs. So that shows the intent that is there, that they need to get it done with this game as quickly as they can.
And also trying to get away from him, like you mentioned, it's getting the angles right as a spinner. Trying to challenge that ball coming into the batsman. And again, does he have the variation where the ball moves away? Does he have the googly coming into it? There's another question and another field of work that they need to cover up. And he's a youngster, is more than able to work on that. Emil Rukiriza doing great work in the deep there, had lots of yards to cover to his left. And that brings Simon Sesazi back on strike.
Brilliant effort there from Emil Rukiriza at the boundary. This is what you need from your fielders, again, backing you up, committing themselves regardless of how the situation is. That is lovely to see, not giving up. Keep on fighting. Good shot there, but finding the cover fielder there, and ending over number 3 on 33. Yet no wicket has been lost here. Rwanda winning the toss early on and opting to have a bet first and putting 111 on the board. It is the East Africa Trophy happening right here at Kahanga. Current partnership 38 of 18 deliveries. Roger Mkasa on 15 of 11. Simon says as 18 of 17.
18 of 7, Leonard.
Sorry, 18 of 7. Yeah.
Simon
says
Sesazi
I'm rushing to.
Rushing the players here. Very, very strong. Simon is towards his leg side. And it's Roger now facing Iradukunda. Michelle again, just a wristy shot there. Again, not working according to the field being set there by the team. Going on the wrong line. And Roger not missing out on that, just helping it on its way to yet another boundary. And the run flow keeps continuing here for Team Uganda, as they now need just 74 in 101 legal deliveries. They're 37 for no loss into the fourth over. Flat bats it down to mid-on. It's never easy being in a tight position like that and being given the opportunity to bowl when you've got so little runs to defend. But again, that might be the coach's way to sharpen the young claws and get them prepared for such competitions in times to come. To me personally, the positives I can pick out for Team Rwanda out of this particular innings, Leonard, I believe is the positivity the boys are carrying themselves through. Lovely, lovely hands through the shot this time around. Just placement and using the pace of the bowler there. Not too much power behind it. Timing at its best there. Yet another boundary. Beautiful hands by Simon Sesazi, who's in a rush here as he races away to 22 of 9 deliveries. Beautiful shot once again and catches Emil Rukiriza with an awkward bounce there. Hope he's alright there. Uneven bounce coming to the fielders. Never a good sight. And a no ball has been given by Iradukunda Michel on the very last delivery, and also it goes the distance for 4. Not really a challenge for the Ugandan side at the moment. One-way traffic as we see it.
Bowling a no ball at this particular time is criminal, I'm telling you. And with those two guys that are well set here, let's see what options does Iradikunda Michael have for these two guys here, especially on this particular delivery here. That's gone. There's a fielder under it. And Israel Mugisha there, not managing to get a hands on it, but it was not going to change anything else because it was a free hit. But he just did a good job to save his team from conceding a boundary there. That's end of over number 4, yeah. The score is on 51 for no loss. Yes, especially when you've talked about them having to come back stronger. They need now, this is the time where they need someone who can pick them up here big time after such losses like this. This is where they need someone in the squad there to make sure that they keep the morale high. They make sure that they keep on giving them confidence to say things like this do happen in the game. How do we come back from such setbacks? Now is what is very important. You understand? After a setback, how do you come back and become a strong individual and a strong team? So they need someone out there to make sure after games like this is where you need to stand up with them and walk the journey together.
Yes, clearly you can see the body language here dropping. We've got about 8 players with hands on hips. Full-blooded drive down the ground. Roger Mukasa showing authority with that shot down the ground. Nobody moves. Easy as you like it. safest part of the ground. Not protected there. Have a look at that. Almost like a chipping shot in golf. Goes the distance, and again, beautiful hands once again, using the roughness of the outfield, and makes it back for a double comfortably. "55 runs on board, wicketless." He's given everything to that and has been thrown into, or should I say out of Gahanga here by Roger Mukasa, showing no respect whatsoever to the youngster Israel Mugisha, letting him know, you might have visited my country and played with the young boys, but now you've landed the games of the big men, and this is how we play our cricket. Wrong line, wrong length, and you will be deposited to the farm next to the field.
I mean, young Israel Mugisha applied for that there. If you apply for that, you get that treatment as well. So you gotta be spot on in terms of your laying. The more you over pitch the ball to batters like Roger Mukasa with the amount of power and timing that they possess, I'm telling you, you will always be fetching those deliveries. Now he's looking to finish this game in a few time. I tell you that their plan here is to make sure that they get this game done inside 7 overs. Yeah, because we are into the 5th over here already on 61. And with the shot that they are playing, I'm telling you, the plan is either 7 or we must not take this game to 10 overs. And that is a clear plan that is being shown by the Ugandans here. Because why not? You're chasing 111 to win here. So you need to go for the score. You've got a lot of wickets in the end. Quality wickets again, I might say. So why not going there? That's why I said when the inning ended, I asked you a question. I'm going to be interested to see what kind of approach is Uganda going to use chasing 111. Drop shot, and that one gone again to the boundary. Same area, but this time on the ground. Israel Mugisha, inexperience now being shown here by the youngster.
He's made the ball travel by the air and by road. Same place. Difference of 2 runs. You saw him earlier running for 2 runs and losing his bat there. He doesn't like losing his bat. He loves his bat. So he's traveling with boundaries here only. And again, this time, Clinton Rubagumya, the skipper, showing some effort for his bowler, Israel Mugisha. Cut hard, goes to Emil Rukiriza, and a loud clear call there by Roger, denying Simon Sesazi to come back for a double. With that, we've come to the end of the 5th over with 66 runs on board. Ugandans here in a hurry, trying to rush and finish it off as soon as possible, despite them already being the winners of this East Africa trophy. They're trying to pile up the run rate, and there we have the partnership, 66 of 31 contribution, 37 of 19 by Roger, and 28 of 12 by Simon Sesazi. More of a batting practice sort of innings, trying to make the most and expose the sort of bowling they've been receiving throughout the tournament. Nothing holding them back. Now from the road, and we've got Emmanuel Sebareme. There was an appeal, and it will go to the boundary yet again. Boundaries are coming in at a very high frequency here. Roger Mukasa into the 40s. Powerfully hit once again for yet another boundary. Back-to-back boundaries. Skipping along every delivery and jumping to new figures. Roger Mukasa gets to 45 off 21 now.
Seven, 8 overs. Here is the target to get there to 111. You can see the intentions are clear there from Roger Mukasa. 45 of 21. 37 runs needed off. Catch is the call. Catch is taken. Good hands there from Emil Lukiriza at mid-wicket. You can see the smile is off the captain there, Clinton Rubagumunya. He was calling, we need one. He didn't want to lose this game by 10 wickets because he was calling for that 1 wicket every time. Then that 1 wicket came in. But a brilliant innings and a brilliant look there from Kasa Roger. 45 off 21 deliveries, 7 fours, 1-6, 214 is the strike rate. He has put himself and the team in a good position here. Emmanuel went for 2 successive boundaries in this over. But the third one now, there, Roger Mukasa goes on one knee, goes for the big hit, but only managing to find a good catch there. Never easy those ones on the run to be taken by Emil Lukiriza. He has been fantastic in the field from game number 1, taking all those catches, lovely ones, taking runouts. That is what you want to see from your fielders. But now in this situation now, they need a lot of these dismissals. They need a lot of these wickets here now. You see, Wahiskwa Kenneth walks in to bet at this point of time here. He's one of those batters who just score. That is Ronald Rutaya. He has failed short in the first game that he played in the morning. Again, 10 matches that this is the 10th, 9 innings that he has played, the highest of 43 of the first game. Then now he comes in when his team need a few runs to win. And I'm telling you, needing 2 runs and over, and you are going at 13 point. It's very, very easy to achieve there. Zaid can't have done everything well, and everything has gone their way since they started bowling. And this is a compliment again. Dropped short, the well driven off the mark of the first ball. Chest is on from Murukiriza, but this time he couldn't manage to get to the ball end. It rolls away to the boundary. Ronald Lutaya opens his account with a boundary of Emmanuel Sebareme, who managed to concede 3 fours in this over, plus a wicket. A bit expensive there, with 2 deliveries left to end this over. That is pressure applied on him, especially defending a small total. You don't want to be conceding a lot of boundaries here. You need to make sure that you tighten up, take the game to the deep end of it, firing it up. Again, not trying to give room to Lutaya Ronald, but look at the way the approach that he's going to be using. He's much relaxed. He knows that all the hard work is being done here by Roger and Simon. So what he just need to do is just complement what they've done. There is lovely finish of the over there. There's a bounce beating that outside edge to finish over number 6. Power play done 78 for the loss of 1 wicket.
It's been eventful over that. 3 boundaries and a wicket, a big wicket of Roger Mukasa. Yet another batsman goes down to the curse of 40s. This East Africa Trophy, we've seen plenty of 40s, and only a few have been able to convert them into that 50 landmark. And again, Ronald Lutaya getting off the mark with that boundary must be a sigh of relief for him. Earlier today, he was sent off the very first ball given an easy catch. But now what this has done, the wicket of Roger Mukasa, by the time he left, he had already created a solid base, a solid foundation for the Uganda side to be comfortable and the rest of the batters to be coming in there. Little bit of width offered, an effort in the deep by Wilson Nitanga, and they come back for 2 runs comfortably. Just 2.3 runs required per over. It should be a walk in the park for the Ugandans to take it on from here. And what a power play we've had by Team Uganda. 78 runs. Tries to take him on the leg side this time. Doesn't connect well. Loud appeal. Umpire Abbey not interested. Zapi Bimenyimana into his second over here, and he's given away 17 runs only so far. Simon Sesazi sitting on 30 or 14. Takes him on the leg side once again in the vacant region, and yet another boundary. Gahanga at the moment being very quiet, and the only noise we get to hear here is off that of the ball rocking away from the willow. Back-to-back boundaries. Zapi Bimenyimana. Slow and full there this time. Tries to drive it into the hands of the fielder off a bounce. Coming in to bowl his final delivery there is Zabibi Menyimana and Simon Sesazi. I'm not quite sure if I should say this, Leonard, or not. He's into the 40s. Drives it on the ground. He's seen his partner fall in the 40s, 43 to be precise. He's been there from ball number 1, and now just 19 needed for Uganda to seal the victory here. There you see the spectators in the shade enjoying this game on a Monday afternoon. Quite impressive to see spectators coming to watch the game. It shows the passion they carry for the game. And support also. Very, very impressive to see the growing numbers. And they will continue to grow more as long as we've got our proud sponsors, Rwanda Cricket Association and Dafabet, helping us grow along the way with the game of cricket here in the heart of Africa. Sebareme coming from the road end. Lutai Ronald flicks it down to long on for a single. We've got 2 lefties taking his guard right now. Simon Sesazi was On 42 of 18 deliveries, explosive innings both of the opening Ugandan batsmen have had so far. In the air once again, who's getting underneath it? And catch has been taken by Israel Mugisha. Like I mentioned earlier, the curse of the 40s is very, very true. Yet another batsman goes down in the 40s. 42 of 18. His partner had to come back into the dugout with 43. He comes a run shorter. "18 runs now needed in 77 legal deliveries here by Team Uganda. They're into the 90s, 93 for the loss of 1, for the loss of 2. We're into the 8th over here. Very, very casual are the Team Ugandan batsmen out there in the middle. No pressure whatsoever. Emmanuel Severeme, the only wicket-taking bowler in this inning so far, has picked up 2 wickets, has given away 13 runs only, and a great, great fight back he's having against this one-sided affair. Remarkable fight and spirit this young boy has for his nation.
Pascal Murungi joined Ronald Lutaya. Now 2 new batters at the crease. 18 runs needed here. You can see the Clinton employing a guy on the helmet, short leg and a leg slip, trying to apply pressure on Pascal here. Still they've got hope. You see them, everyone is being brought inside here. I don't want them to be getting those easy singles. Use of the feet goes up an area, oh, there's no one there. She runs across. Did he get enough feet to cross the boundary? No. But he can only manage to get 2 runs. That was not well hit there, mistimed there. But still the plan is there, trying to make sure that he plays those shots. You never know, you might squeeze in 2 or 3 wickets again here. Then you would have something to write home about, to say this is what you have done better in terms of our bowling.
Lovely, lovely looking shot there by Pascal. Innovation. The reverse sweep goes into the vacant region for a boundary. 3 runs shy of 100 here is Team Uganda. 2 legal deliveries left in the over. And sweeps this time. Attacking that fielder put into the position. Lucky for the fielder, he got away. Have a look at that. The fielder's being placed there. He knew the sweep was the shot to go for. And have a look at that. Hiding his face behind the helmet was Orchide to his saying, hey.
So you can understand that if you had short leg, yeah, right? So
2 out of 2 for Pascal Murungi. Is on 10 of 3. Has been given the opportunity to go in and finish it off for Team Uganda.
Clinton almost lost his life there. Then straight away, the helmet is off the field. He doesn't want to take chances anymore. Neo Mugabo comes in. Eric to ball. That should be wide. Umpire signals wide there. The big man from UG doing the officials there today with Eric Toll, Dusabi Mungu Hirwa. 102. That is big, and that is well hit into the gap all the way to the mound there. 4 runs it is from Ronald Lutaya. 5 runs only needed in 71 deliveries. Uganda is taking this one again. Lovely shot there from Lutaya. Ronald, again, the waiting. We've been talking about waiting since morning. This is what he has done. That should be easy too there. Can they get there? No, Israel Mugija says, you can't run. You cannot take my arm. And they just got that one comfortably well enough. They're getting closer to the target here. 4 runs needed. Zaid only one boundary is either 4 or 6. Can get this game done. Zaid can.
Well, you asked for it. You asked about the intent coming into this run chase. And aggression at its best. Absolute domination by the leading side. Doing it in the easiest of fashions and very, very entertaining they've been so far.
Yeah, these are the games that when you sit again, when you're reflecting, you can just tell yourself that today's game we have been outclassed. So this is total outclassed here. We have to accept that we have been outclassed now. So the most important thing now is how do we go forward from here? There's still a couple of games left here. 2 games left from now onwards. How do we play those last 2 games that we've played? Yes, we have been outclassed, but those are lessons, and sometimes lessons comes in a hard way. Sometimes lessons comes in a brutal way. So this is what Uganda have shown Rwanda. They've been brutal since with the ball until with the bat again. Brutality is what we have seen at its best. But what should as Rwanda now learn going forward when you are playing teams that are bigger than you? Again, drop shot by Eric Niog there, pushing for 2. But Lutaya not interested. I think he need to finish this game in style. The scores should be level now. Here. Now they just need 1 run to win this. Can he go big? Can he rotate?
With that boundary, Uganda win by 8 wickets. Absolute domination by the Ugandan side there. The champions of East African Trophy, showing why they were the leading side within the competition here. Here we have the Uganda scorecard. Roger Mukasa, 45 of 22 quick fires, 7 boundaries and 1 maximum strike rate of 204. Simon Sesazi, 40 of 19, 4 boundaries and 2 maximums, 210 strike rate. Ronald Lutaya not out, 14 of 7, 3 boundaries, 200 strike rate. Pascal Murunji not out, 13 of 6, 2 boundaries, also 216 being his strike rate, and only 2 extras being offered. Every single batsman with a strike rate of 200 plus. And there is the bowling scorecard. Everyone being punished. Zapi Bimenyimana, 2 overs, 4 dots, 27 runs, 13.5 economy. Radukunda Jean-Michel, 2 overs, 4 dots, 21 runs, 10.5 economy. Israel Mugisha, 2 overs, 2 dots, 30 runs, economy of 15. Most expensive of the lot was Eric Numugabo. Just 5 balls he bowled. 13 runs he gave away. 15.6 was his economy. And only 2 wickets went down. Fall of wickets on 74 was Roger Mukasa that went out. And on 91 was his opening partner, Simon Sisazi, that had to leave. And here we have the match summary. Zapi Bimenyimana, 30 of 20. Oscar Manishimwe, 24 of 40. Orkide Tuisenge, 20 of 28 deliveries. And now, Team Uganda, 45 of 22. Roger Mukasa, Simon Sisazi, 40 of 19. Ronald Lutaya, 14 of 7 deliveries. Excellent game. And done in quick fashion. Uganda win by 8 wickets. This is Zaid Khan signing out. And you will be joined shortly by my co-commentator, Mr. Len Namburo, for the post-match presentations. Do stay tuned, as tomorrow we do tend to take a rest day, and we will be back on Wednesday for another set of exciting games here in the East Africa Trophy, courtesy of Dafabet and Rwanda Cricket Association. Signing out is Zaid Khan.